What's up, everybody? This is MC Tone, the immaculate one, coming back from the 757 spin, nothing but the truth. And today, I'm going to talk to y'all about none other than the undefeated in the bubble, the Phoenix Suns. But just not the Phoenix Suns, and explain to y'all this is the reason why tanking does not work. First off, shout out to Devin Booker, man. He's a top 5. He's definitely an upcoming superstar. You know what I mean? He's kind of feeling like he's going to be next up in the league in terms of that one-star power. I'm really happy that he's really seen. You get to see, especially in the bubble, you get to see who he really is and how good of a player he truly is. You know what I mean? I definitely think he's the number 1 player who can carry a team in the championship. He got everything in his game. You know what I mean? He can definitely shoot, and he's definitely going to be a top scorer in this league, and I think he's going to be the future NBA superstar. I think he can be. But this is a topic that I kind of want to get specifically in. The Phoenix Suns have not been in the playoffs in 10 years. 10 years. I think the last time, probably when Steve Nash was on the team. Maybe I'm wrong, but more specifically, they've been tanking, or not use the word tanking, but they've been bad for 10 years. You know, bad GM, bad coaching, bad free agent signings. Now you're gonna be like, well, Tone, the Philadelphia 76ers have tanked, and look what they are at. Well, look where they at. Have they won anything? Has it resulted in a championship? At the end of the day, they might have to trade 2 of their superstars. So has it really worked? No. Now, look at the Phoenix Suns. And what's different? What is the difference of what they've been in the previous season? If you're still asking why, let me explain. How about James Jones, a former NBA player, as the new GM? That's a starter. How about Monty Williams, who has led a team to the playoffs before, experienced head coach? How about, more importantly, drafting the right players into the right system? DeAndre Ayton. They've had Devin Booker from. I think they really got lucky with Devin Booker coming out of Kentucky. They got the best shooter, I think, in the last year's draft was Cameron Johnson out of North Carolina. They have Mikal Bridges, who they stole from the Philadelphia 76ers for Zaire Smith, and he's definitely going to be one of the best defenders in this league, and I think he has really a lot of potential. And the Suns, look out for the Suns. I would not be shocked if you see them in a playoff tournament competing for a playoff spot. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they're undefeated, and I think they have a great young core in their upcoming team. And I just think I got to explain to people this is why tanking doesn't work. Look at the Spurs. Let's look at the Spurs organization. Great head coach. Great GM. Great ownership. You have 3 of those following things. If you can't have at least 2 out of 3, or let's not even say 2 out of 3, one out of those 3, no matter what players you have, you can have think about it. Devin Booker, he's been talented. He's been as good as he was as now playing. But what is the difference? We could say the NBA bubble has caused more attention for him to be put on a national spotlight. But also, they put the right pieces around him to finally try to move the organization into the right direction. If you don't have the right coaching, if you don't have the right GM, if you don't have the organizational structure, you're not going to go anywhere. It's hard to overcome it. Why do you think LeBron I want to say he had to leave Cleveland. Why do you think LeBron wanted to leave Cleveland? And he left Cleveland twice. It was because it was bad ownership and bad GM. And a bad GM not pulling off trades. you know. And now you see Phoenix Suns now starting to pull out of those 10 years of purgatory that that organization has been in, and hopefully they can get back to those Steve Nash days where they were going to at least the Western Conference Finals. But this was just a video explaining why that tanking does not work. It does not always work. The Spurs, the Spurs haven't tanked one time, and they've gotten Kawhi Leonard. Think about it. Kawhi Leonard has been out there. They got George Hill. I think they got another. I think they have another superstar that fell later in draft was Johnson out of Kentucky. I think they got Lonnie Walker. They got DeJounte Murray. You can still have talent and still not tank. But learning, especially when you're a young player in an NBA, you need that experience of competing and learning how to trying to get into the playoffs and have that competitiveness. Not just learn that, okay, my organization, they're just taking so we can get the best talent around us. That's not good. You know, look at Minnesota. Has tanking worked for them? Look at the New York Knicks. Has tanking worked for them? No. Tanking has not. Name me a team that has tanked and has won a championship. None. You can't name none because tanking does not work. And and the NFL is different. I'm not gonna say tanking is bad, but for the NBA, tanking doesn't really work unless you know who you're really drafting. Because even if you do tank, you still gotta play the lottery. You know, unless you have a generational talent player that is gonna be in every draft, and the NBA doesn't produce a generational talent. You know what you call it? You know how analysts say he's a generational talent. He's a once in a lifetime talent. But he turns out he's not as good as he thought he was. Or there's another player who fell in the first round that found out he was just as good. Look at the draft that Giannis Antetokounmpo was in. Alex Len was projected to be the #1 pick. Yeah, exactly. So you really don't know what you're getting in the NBA, because a lot of players, maybe they don't got the work ethic, or maybe they were not as talented as you thought they was, or their mindset. There's all possibilities, you know. I just think that teams need to stop tanking, get their organization right structurally, where they have the right coaching, right GM, and the right drafting and correct scouting to these players. You know, a lot of people missed on Luka Doncic because they were scared. They were scared of this European player, and instead of just scouting him and seeing that he can play. And so just don't be naive. Tanking doesn't work. Yeah, it's good to have hope that your team is going to tank and they're going to get this prospect who's going to take them over the top, or they're one step away. But even if they come in a draft, even if they do turn out to what you want to be, it takes like 5 years for them to develop into that. Not a lot of players come into the league LeBron James ready, or Luka Doncic ready. You know what I'm saying? Where they just have everything in the game, where they're just this unbelievable generational talent player. Not every draft has that. You know, it takes years to develop guys. Look how long it took Devin Booker to become Devin Booker. Even though he's had he had 3 seasons he's been producing well, but he's been in the league for 4 or 5, 6 years, I think. I would say 6 years. And this, you know what I mean? It takes time. It takes time for these players to develop. And just tanking just doesn't seem like it really works or pans out the way you want it to be, because it's really just throwing a dart blindfolded, and you're just praying that you make it. So I just wanted to share that video, and I share this video to y'all. Just thank you. Let me know what you think about tanking, because I'm not a big fan of tanking. I think the Phoenix Suns have finally started to get it right, and I think that maybe not even this season they make the playoffs, but I do think that there might be their team of the future. They're one of the teams of the future, and I think they're going to be a very exciting team to watch in the future. So just let me know, like, subscribe. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. Don't be shy. MC Tone out. Thank you.